Yo, 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 what up, YouTube? What's honey? YouTube family. Hey, man, I hope everybody out there doing their thing, man, handling their business, taking care of their family, working on your personal improvement, and getting better and better every day. Everybody who's a loyal watcher and subscriber to my channel, I truly appreciate y'all. Before I get into it, as always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you'll be alerted every time I put out a new video, and do it just because I asked you to. Please. All right, anyway, let's get into this right quick. I'm gonna tell y'all about the first fight that I got into in chain gang in prison. Now, this is the first fight that I got into in prison. I got into a fight while I was still in the county jail, but that don't really count because jail and prison is two different things. Now, the first fight I got into in jail, or the only fight that I got into in jail, yeah, home whooped my ass. He whooped my ass. He took my ass all the way up through there. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't no shame in my game. You win some, you lose some. Like goddamn Pop told Craig on Friday. You win some, you lose some. But you live. You live to fight another day. All right. But that's a whole nother story, the fight in the county jail. I really let Buddy win because I stole his shit and I felt bad about it. And I pulled up on him like, yeah, bro, I took your shit, bro. What you want to do about it? He wanted to fight and I felt bad, my guilty conscience. I ain't even fight. I just put my hands up and let him get his little anger out. I ain't even swing. I let him throw his little punches and whatever. And yeah, he whooped my ass, but I let him, you know, believe it or not, whatever. So anyway, throughout my 12-year bid in prison, I didn't really get into a whole lot of fights. I got into 3 or 4 fights, you know what I mean? I won all of them, you know what I mean? Because I know how to pick my fights. Like, I know how to pick I ain't finna just fight a nigga that I know and probably gonna whoop my ass. I'm finna put on my goddamn mouthpiece and talk my way out of that situation. Call it what you want, but I'm not finna just go into a battle that I know for sure that I'm gonna lose. Like, I'm not really big on losing. But a motherfucker that I feel like, hey, we the same size, we got about the same experience. You know, you might win, I might win, but more than likely I'm finna whoop your ass. Then yeah, I'm gonna whoop your ass. So anyway, tell you about this first fight, man. I was 2 years. I was 2 years into my bid. Goddamn vapes, man. I gotta stop that shit. So anyway, I was 2 years into my bid, and I was at the second prison, the second facility. I went to one facility and spent 2 years there and didn't have no altercations, no fights, none like that at that first place. And I went to this other place. And this was like 2 years into my bid. So, you know, it's something about me. I don't know if it's because I'm light skinned. You know, I had curly hair, same way that it is right now in prison. You know what I mean? Nigga think, you know, light skinned niggas is soft, or, you know, all throughout my whole life, man, nigga been hating on me for no apparent reason. Like, sometimes nigga just be giving me shit. Ever since I was in elementary school, nigga be giving me shit, like, for no reason. And it is what it is, but I had to deal with it my whole life. So that was what this situation was with this guy. So we out in the yard, we playing basketball, and I'm not a particularly good basketball player. I really don't got no athletic bone in my body when it comes to basketball, football. I know how to box real good though. Like I know how to box pretty well. So we on the yard, we playing basketball, and I think it was like a little 3-on-3, 3-on-3 half court little game. And this one guy, he motherfucker kept on fucking with me, bro. Like, I don't even really know you for real. Like, we might have hung out a couple times, but I don't even really know you, bro. But for some reason, home just kept fucking with me. So, he kept fouling me, like, hard hacking fouls, like, blatant fouls, like, deliberately. Kept fouling me, bro. Like, I go up for a shot, he'll shove me a little bit, or I go up for a layup, he'll goddamn clip my arm. And I was like, hey, bro, what's up with the fouls, bro? Like, let's just play ball, bro. Like, this just a little bullshit chain gang, little backyard game, bro. Like, why you taking this shit so seriously, bro? So, I tell him, lay off, like, chill out, and he would for a little bit, but then he'll start back again. So one time, I went up for a layup, and when I went up for the layup, home straight up like clothesline me, bro. Like forearm on neck, I'm up for the layup, and home like just clothesline me, clip me. Like I almost hit the ground, but I was able to catch myself with my leg. So he clotheslined me like that. So I said, okay. So I went and grabbed the ball. I grabbed the ball. I palmed the ball. I went up to him. And I said, wow! And I got them hit his ass dead in the face with the basketball, right? Like probably like this close from his face. Like, bow! And I said, yeah, now you got to show me. Like, yeah, now you got to show me, right? So he pushed up, but everybody jumped in between us like, nah, hold up, nah, y'all don't do this out here on the yard. Like, wait till we go back in the dorms and y'all can fight where the officers ain't gonna see. Because we ain't trying to get into, this what everybody else saying, like, we ain't trying to get into no trouble if y'all get to fighting right here in the open. You know what I mean? We're not trying to go on lockdown and go through all that bullshit. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'll wait till we go back in. So we go back in. Now, the way the cells was set up was like, you got a 2-man cell. So you got the bunks up against the wall. You got the top bunk, bottom bunk. And then you got the sink, the toilet. But then over back in the corner, you had like a little table. You had a little table with a little, not quite a bench or a chair. It was like a piece of metal coming out with a little circular little seat where you could sit at the table and write or whatever the fuck you were gonna do. So I stood back there in the corner. So home came in my room. Now that's how I play it. You know what I mean? Cause one thing about me, I could fight a little bit. I'm fairly confident with my fight game. I ain't just the type of person that just feel like I just whoop anybody's ass like at any time. But no, like I'm gonna fight. I'm willing to fight. And if you want to go there, we could take it there. Like, it is what it is. I might lose, but one thing about it, I'm going to go hard. So anyway, but also I'm a type, like, I will squirrel a motherfucker. Now, if you're not familiar with prison terms, squirreling is basically you catch a motherfucker off guard. I'm going to catch your ass off. I'm a little skinny ass little guy. I'm not trying to do too much tuffling with no motherfuckers. So if I can get a point to where I can get an advantage over you, I'm going to take that opportunity. And one of my main things is I like to play like, hey, it's peace. I really don't want to fight with you. And they can block out. Fire off on your ass. Like, I ain't no shame in my game. This ain't no goddamn regulated boxing match, nigga. Ain't no rules in street fighting, nigga. You got to win by any means necessary. So anyway, he came into the room. So I'm kind of like got my back against the wall, but you got this table right here. So like, I kind of like used the table. It's gonna be kind of hard for me to explain, but I kind of like used. I had my knee up against the little stool thing for like a little more leverage for what I was finna do to him. So he came into the room, and I'm kind of like leaned back like, Dick, I already know what I'm finna do to him. I already got it in mind. So when he came inside my room and kind of like walked closer to me, I was like, hey, bro, look, bro. Like, you really want to do this, man? Because we finna get to fighting about a little basketball game, bro. It really ain't that serious. And first thing he said was, man, fuck that shit. And then he went back and he threw a wild ass haymaker. And I saw it coming because it was so wide and slow. I saw it coming a mile away. So before he was even close to connect, I got damn bow and kneed that motherfucker right like in his lower gut / groin area. I don't think I hit him in the nuts, but I hit this motherfucker with my knee. I mustered all of the force that I could muster, and I hit this nigga as hard as I could in his lower stomach gut region area. And the sound that this nigga made when I hit him is exactly what he did. He said, hold up, shoulder. That's what the nigga said, man. That nigga said, hold up, shoulder. But then I hold up. Nah, I ain't hold up. I ain't lit up on him. I went to work on his ass. This nigga hunched over. He ain't got no more fight in him. He hunched up. I went to work on him. Bow, 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 bow. And then goddamn, we ended up buffing out the room. Like we buffed open the door and we kind of poured out into the day room. And everybody saw it and kind of like came, like the police did end up coming and all that shit. And I ain't mean to buff out into the open like that, but that's just how it went, because I was hitting them, bam, 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 and I'm putting force going forward into him, and he moving backwards, and he buffed out the door. You know what I mean? And yeah, we went on lockdown. You know, I think I went to the hole and whatever, and blah 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 blah, all that good stuff. But yeah, so that was my first little fight, man. And one thing about me and my prison experience, I ain't had to fight too many people. Normally, if I fought somebody, it wasn't really avoidable. You know what I mean? Like that particular fight, Home swung on me, so I had to defend myself. But anytime that I could avoid a fight, for the most part, I'm going to try to avoid it. You know what I mean? That's why in the 12 years, I didn't have too many fights. And also, I didn't have too many fights because once you whoop one person's ass, you start to develop a reputation as, okay, home gonna fight. Like not like I'm no big Billy badass motherfucker, but it's gonna be known like Holmes ain't no bitch. He ain't no hoe. So Holmes stay in his own lane. He do his own thing. He mind his own business. Like, why fuck with, bro? And that's pretty much how prison is in the Georgia system. Ain't nobody just gonna fuck with you just for no reason. You know what I mean? That's why I said in several other videos, like, it's all about how you carry yourself. You know what I mean? Like, if you carry yourself like a stand-up guy, you mind your own business. Niggas ain't finna just fuck with you for no reason. Like, that's really not gonna happen. So, yeah, you know what I mean? That was one of my little situations. You know, I had a couple stabbing situations. And in every stabbing situation that I got into where I had to stab somebody, thank God that I didn't get stabbed myself. But any situation where I had to stab somebody, it really wasn't my issue. You know, I was Muslim. Some stupid ass Muslim done did some shit and got some shit. Now these group of people say, okay, they want it with all the Muslims and motherfuckers attacking me. You know what I mean? Or whatever. And you gotta goddamn go for what you know. But that's a whole nother story. And I'm gonna get into all that, one of these days. But yeah, man, I'm out here. You know what I mean? I thank God every day, man. Sometimes I just be riding down the street and my car just driving and just like, oh man. Like, thank God. Like, I think back to shit, 3 years ago, I was locked the fuck. I only been out this January 5th, this coming January 5th, 2024. That'll make 3 years that I done been out. I only been out 3 years. You know what I mean? So 3 years ago, shit, I was locked up, man. I was in a fucking box. So thank God every day that I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm building my life. I'm establishing my life. I'm establishing myself. I'm working on my personal improvement day to day. I ain't perfect. I be fucking up. I mean, I done fucked up a whole lot of money. You know, I done did a lot of professional deals. I done rubbed elbows with some real millionaires, multi-millionaires. I done rubbed elbows. I done sat at a table with these folk and was able to talk my talk like I know what I'm talking about, and got into some contracts and got into some deals and got some big checks and spent all that shit and got some more. You know what I mean? So I'm out here living life, man. You know, all I can say to my watchers, anybody who see this video, keep your head up, keep your eyes on the prize, work on yourself, get you some goals, some attainable goals, some realistic goals, and pursue that shit, man. Stay persistent, stay consistent, read you some books, you know what I mean? Apply that shit, get the knowledge. Knowledge is only power if you apply it and all that good stuff, man. Keep God in your life, keep some type of connection. I don't care what religion you is, but keep that connection to the higher power and go for it, man. You know what I mean? Go for it. Handle your biz. Until next time, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm out. Peace.